NBA free agent negotiating begins today. We'll break down the major decisions for the Lakers and the Clippers. And the Dodgers welcome back Teoscar Hernandez with a win and all the sunflower seeds he could spill. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is June 30th, 2026. Welcome back to the home office. Boy, do we got a lot to discuss today. So if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news notes, we have a look at the scoreboard. Dodgers 9, Sacramento Orphans 4. Shohei Ohtani hit one of 3 Dodger home runs. He drove in 3 runs overall. The lead in the NL West boat race is 11, best record in baseball, and the magic number is down to 68. Meanwhile, today, the Dodgers are at Sacramento at 6:30. Justin Wrobleski versus Jeffrey Springs. So with that out of the way, let's get off to a quick start with the news. We deal with reality first on this channel. So before we go too far into the rabbit hole, and believe me, we're going deep into the rabbit hole, I want to start off with what we know about the Lakers. We don't go around chasing unsourced rumors here. Keep in mind the NBA free agent negotiation period opens at 3 today. But if you think nobody's been negotiating for the last couple of weeks, you are fooling yourself. Again, reality. So we're going to start with the Lakers. As predicted, DeAndre Ayton realized he has no market value and therefore picked up his player option. Unless the Lakers upgrade, and yes, we're going to be discussing that in moments, that's your starting center. So right now, we know the Lakers have 3/5 of a starting lineup locked down. Another starter decided to opt out. That would be Marcus Smart, which totally makes sense. Can't blame him. He absolutely outplayed the $5 million he signed up for last year. He rehabilitated his career, unlike, say, DeAndre Ayton, who became nuclear with his behavior in Phoenix and Portland. More toxic than the demon infant that would come out if Chris Brown impregnated Ellen DeGeneres. That's how toxic the guy is. Now, Smart could return, but I'm skeptical because the Lakers have so many irons in the fire right now. And by the way, if you want that snapshot, feel free to pause and hit play again. I'll still be here. There are 2 major free agent storylines that we are following right now with the Lakers. Number 1, center. I believe that matters more to the Lakers than even LeBron James. So, as suggested, not predicted, the Lakers are in on Detroit restricted free agent center Jalen Duren. ESPN reported Duren will meet with the Lakers today. He will also allegedly talk with Sacramento, but let's be real. Does anybody who is not addicted to hallucinogens think Duren wants to play for the Kings? Really? Really? Now, the goal of these little chats are to find out what teams could offer the Pistons in a sign and trade. Detroit is adamant that they don't want to let the guy go. And by the way, the Pistons don't even have to let the guy go. He is a restricted free agent. All Detroit has to do is match the offer. But the negotiations between Duren and Detroit are apparently way far apart. The Lakers can cut this guy one fat check and call it a day. Now, I don't think that they could offer Detroit a lot of assets in a sign and trade. Maybe you would say we would like to have a Rui Hachimura or a Jared Vanderbilt on the roster. But in place of Duren, no chance. No chance. The Lakers also have first-round picks in 2031 and 2033 to potentially deal. I mentioned earlier about the potential upgrade from Ayton, though. If you are looking to upgrade from DeAndre Domin Ayton, and why wouldn't you? That's your guy. Duren scored almost 20 points per game last year, grabs more than 10 rebounds per game. Physical player and loves grabbing lobs, which is exactly the type of center that Luka Doncic told the Lakers he wanted to have. Now, of course, he's not the only possibility out there. Utah center Walker Kessler has meetings scheduled with 3 teams as well today. Now, the bloggers are screaming without evidence that the Lakers are one of those teams. All I can tell you is that we know Kessler's agents are based in LA. Now, having said that, dude is injury prone. He only played 5 games last year. And in his career, the totality of his career, he averages less than 10 points per game. Are we really sure that is an upgrade over Domin Ayton? So that's one major storyline. And before we get to the second one, let's just drop a little note here. All this time, decades, I would say, people have accused LeBron James of being a drama king. And they were right. But yesterday, the Lakers were like, 2 can play at this drama game, Grandpa. And then they fully guaranteed his son, Bronny's contract for next year. In other words, you want to play ball with your kid? Your move, bruh. Because the second storyline is, to nobody's surprise, LeBron James. 2 nights ago, I read this article on CBSSports.com that seemed delusional on its face. That LeBron James is angling his way to the Golden State Vultures, but only if he could reunite with Anthony Davis. Now look, if that happens, I think I speak for all of Los Angeles when I say, don't threaten us with a good time. You don't have to go that far, bruh. There are a ton of hurdles that would have to be cleared for this multiplayer move, this fantasy that LeBron James has to become reality. But the Vultures did clear the first barrier when Draymond Green declined a player option Monday. The theory being that Green will sign for a lesser contract and that will free up more cap space. The biggest obstacle that Golden State would have in this scenario is how to simultaneously fit Davis and James under the salary cap. Davis currently plays for Washington, and by that I mean he currently sits on the bench in street clothes. They would have to come up with a reason, some compelling reason, to where the Wizards would take on Jimmy Butler's $58 million salary and surgically repaired knee off their hands so that they can gift them Anthony Davis. And then they'd have to find out how to fit James in after paying Kristaps Porzingis another $10 million per year. There's just a lot of hurdles for them to clear. Not to mention the fact LeBron will probably go, can you please trade for my son, Bronny? There was a theory that at $58 million under the cap, the Lakers could split the baby between LeBron James and Duren. If you've ever read the Bible, the split the baby option never works, guys. Duren apparently wants $40 million a year. NBA execs told the LA Times that James wants something like $30 million. So I'm not trying to tell you this is going to be something that's easy for anybody to resolve. None of this is a prediction. There is still very much a case to be made for LeBron James to remain with the purple and gold. His house is in LA, which means his family is here. He loves living in Los Angeles. ESPN reported the Lakers have not made an official contract offer yet, but I believe that is specifically because they are doing whatever it takes to land a center first. Either way, let's not ignore how silly it would be for James to play general manager just one last time and get scorched. The Clippers tried the grumpy old men approach last year, and look what happened. It would be if this whole thing of LeBron James and Anthony Davis to Golden State happens, this is an injury-prone team that still isn't better than Oklahoma City or San Antonio. Hell, if the Lakers landed Duran, I could come up with an argument that they're going to be better than the cast of The Expendables that they put up in Chase Arena up in the Bay Area. One other Laker note, there is a player that's not on their radar. That's former player Malik Beasley, who was indicted by the feds in an illegal sports gambling operation. The feds are accusing him of fixing prop bets in 23-24. That is after he left the Lakers. So, as you can tell, lots of stuff with the purple and gold to talk about. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments thread. Meanwhile, with the Clippers, I want to play the Uno reverse card and chat up the rumors first. Within the last 48 hours, the very notion of trading Kawhi Leonard went from fever dream to genuine possibility. I'd even go so far as to say that the Clippers are low-key trying to initiate a bidding war over their franchise player. 2 days ago, we were talking about this. Dallas allegedly pitched an offer of 2 starters and some draft picks. ESPN yesterday reported that Toronto has engaged in serious talks. Serious talks. Much like Al Gore searching for Man, Bear, Pig on South Park. It is so serial. Now, who the Clippers could get from Toronto was not included in the ESPN report. Toronto would need cap space. They would probably want to get rid of a lousy contract. But I will tell you this, there is a case to be made for Leonard wanting to go back to Toronto, because the moment that plane lands, he is eligible for a 2-year extension worth about $124 million and all the poutine he can eat. An NBA executive also told ESPN that the Clippers, quote, want Jaylen Brown bad, unquote. Much like the Leonard report, we do not know what the Clips have offered Boston. What I can tell you is, yeah, he'd make a lot of sense for LA in that he could play shooting forward, or he could also, he could play shooting guard while Keaton Wagler figures it out, or small forward to replace Leonard. So yeah, there's options for him if that were the case. As for players who definitely are coming back or probably not coming back, Brook Lopez's option was picked up, presumably because he's the only guy on that roster of midgets who could see above the steering wheel. They declined options on Nick Batum, Bogdan Bogdanovic. Benedict Mathurin, Kobe Sanders, and Jordan Millen were all extended qualifying offers, and that makes them all restricted free agents. You won't have Bradley Beal to kick around anymore. Not that he was around long enough for you to take aim at his keister in the first place. The guard only played in 6 games with the Clippers before his season ended with a hip injury. He's opted to go the free agent route. Beal's people say he's recovered from surgery, but so what? Beal hasn't played in more than 60 games a season since before COVID. As it stands, what I can tell you, the Clippers and the Lakers, their needs are pretty equal. Front court. The Clippers need forward depth, and they sure could use an investigation into the alleged end run around the salary cap, which of course was to the benefit of Kawhi Leonard, but I digress. With the Dodgers, as expected, Teoscar Hernandez was welcomed back to the Major Leagues Monday. The Major Leagues, in a stadium that seats about 8,000. But who am I? The dude went 2 for 5, scored a run. As a consequence, Ryan Ward was sent back to the Midwest manure pit. And all I can say is, good luck. Good luck living in Oklahoma. Speaking of people who have made bad choices in moving, UCLA football has lost another pledge to the recruiting class of 2027. Linebacker Weston Port, rated 3 stars from San Juan Capistrano, has gone back on his word to the Bruins, pledged to Michigan. And I'm here to tell you, my dude, I have spent a lot of time in the last year working in Ann Arbor. Good luck with those winters. Yeah, the Swallows may come back to Capistrano, but the Swallows freeze to death up in the University of Michigan. The fans have spoken. They hate LAFC. And no, I am not referring to Galaxy fans. A couple of years ago, the Black and Gold bought Switzerland's most decorated soccer club, Grasshopper of Zurich. The bottom line, it stretched LAFC's management way too thin. The Grasshoppers were terrible on the pitch. They didn't have a leg to chirp on. And Grasshopper supporters got so angry that they were holding up these really bitter, gnarly signs. Basically, they were telling LAFC to do to itself what the Rams do to their draft picks. LAFC, therefore, have sold their majority stake to a Swiss ownership group. So they are out. And Grasshopper is free to bounce away. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me about what you think the Lakers or the Clippers could do in free agency starting today. And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We are talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.